Bay, 970 WFLA. Talking some fishing, going to be here until 8 o'clock.
Unfortunately, only till 8 o'clock.
But we will be here till then, good Lord willing, and as long as we can keep John Momola from hitting the big dump button. You know, we got a dump button in here, but it's just, just dumps what we say. Yeah, he got the whole dump. We got the baby dump. he got the whole dump button in there. He could just shut this bad boy down and put some reasonable radio on. But our main man, John Momola, on the other side of the wall here. His will be the first voice you hear. You want to give us a call, your questions, comments, fishing reports, you can bring them right here, 1-800-969-9352. We're also up on the Real Animals Facebook page and the Hubbard's Facebook page as well, so you can leave your comments there also. We would love to hear from you. If you don't want to call the show, you could leave them there, and we could possibly talk about your topic. I have to say possibly because sometimes Mahoney and...
You forgot your iPad again?
Big O. It's actually here. It's actually in the truck, so I'll go get it at the break. I was just looking for it, going, hey, what I do here? I could use my phone.
That's why I said possibly.
Yeah, possibly. We could possibly. Well, I knew you had yours. We're good. You're always prepared. So it's all good. What's our weather look like, my brother?
Oh, man. Weather. Gag season is 15 days, and we just cannot seem to catch a break. It is a little weathery out there is the best way to put it. You can't trust the forecast is what it boils down to. The first 3 or 4 days of gag grouper season, it's all right, calling 2 foot, not too bad. You get out there and it's 6 foot.
Ooh.
And stormy. And it's been brutal. There's been multiple days where the Flying Hub 2 calls on the sat phone and it's like, hey, we're in 6 foot. We're going to be 2 hours late.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's no fun getting out there and getting caught in weather that's unexpected. But that's how it's been. And unfortunately, it looked like we were going to have a really nice weekend, but it seems like weather's starting to pick back up again, calling for a little bit of a bumpy, moderate windy day and bumpy conditions and pretty high rain chances tomorrow. And then it's really kind of kicking through the early part of the work week, and then it calms down a little bit and then picks right back up there towards the end of the weekend, next weekend. But I would say just keep checking the weather because every 24 hours the forecast has been changing pretty drastically. And at this point, I'm personally only looking maybe 24 to 48 hours out just because it's been so frequently changing, so up and down. And it's unpredictable, to say the least. You could tell just looking at the National Hurricane Center prediction, like kind of their update map. There's like 5 or 6 spots to watch right now because the atmosphere, just our region, is very turbulent. We have really warm water. We have these really high conditions. We have a lot of gradients. And this time of year, we get those cold fronts that push down but don't quite make it through. They kind of stall. Or you'll have a tail of a cold front that breaks off in the Gulf. And this is the time of year where you have those sneaky tropical systems. Like, for example, we have 2 spots in the Gulf to watch where it's essentially a cold front. A trough pulls down, weakens the atmosphere, and allows for possible potential development, especially with how warm the Gulf is, so much ocean heat content for these storms to fuel. So it can really be unpredictable, to say the least.
It looks like on my Wind Finder app, the weather came down a little bit for Monday. It actually cleared up a little bit.
Yeah, it was looking a little nastier there Tuesday and Wednesday, and it seems to have kind of been calmed down a little bit, but now it's more moderate all the way through Sunday through like Thursday. So it's like I said, it's really hard to tell. I wouldn't even look past Monday. At this point, Monday you kind of have an idea, but I wouldn't make a decision on a Monday trip until Sunday afternoon.
Right. Well, and I had said that when my people called me for Monday. I'm like, oh, I'll call you Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it's that unpredictable.
I will call you before the Bucs game. Okay? I'm going to be a little tied up. I'm going to be watching football, so we're going to call you before the
4
game.
o'clock.
Our weather update is brought to you by our good friends at Reese Windows and Doors. You know, they're Florida's leading window and door company, over 50 years in business. Free installation, most windows and doors installed in 6 weeks. They only use in-house installers, no freelance contractors, and their work comes with a double lifetime warranty, which means you never pay for warranty. When you sell your home, the warranty transfers to the new owners, which adds value to your home. Visit reesewindows.com for more information. Super good stuff right there for sure. Interesting week.
Tell me about it.
Well, I don't, dude, and while we're on the topic of weather, so to speak here, dude, what is with the rain? What happened to summer storms being 15 or 20 minutes of downpour and then it's over? We've been getting pounded in Riverview, pounded.
I'm pretty sure Pinellas had a record the other night. It was 7.8 inches of rain in like a matter of 2 hours.
It's crazy, dude.
7 inches of rain in one storm. It was insane.
Yeah, I can't, like, I just keep looking outside going, it is still raining.
And some of these storms for Tampa, I don't think it's been quite the same. I feel like these storms that have been coming from the east are building and building and building. And by the time they make it to the coast, man, it's been legit how much lightning has been in the storms. We've been getting rain, yes, but I think the big story for us in Pinellas County, especially coastal Pinellas County, has been the lightning. I mean, absolutely insane amount of energy. Yeah. And it's really crazy when these storms hit Tampa Bay. You can watch them blow up on the radar and get even more dark red. Yeah. We had some purple on the radar come over the house the other night. Purpley. It was pretty nuts.
Yeah, that is nuts. It's crazy. I know that the water in Upper Bay by me, the Alify, downtown Tampa, Apollo Beach, up there towards Beer Can Island, absolutely just looks like tea. I mean, it's unbelievable how dark it is. It's so tannic. It's unbelievable. We went to Beer Can Island over Labor Day weekend, took the grandbabies, met some friends of ours that live in Apollo Beach. Beth was like, dude, how much water are we in? I'm like, we're in 2.5 foot of water. You couldn't see the bottom. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's crazy.
You can't see the bottom in our bait buckets, in our shrimp buckets.
It's insane, dude. I don't.
John's Pass, where we're located, we have Long Bayou right there. That KOA campground over there by Bay Pines Marina. Yeah. That's the drain for Lake Seminole, right?
Oh, wow.
And all of Pinellas County drains into Lake Seminole. So John's Pass, we're just taking it in the teeth from all of Pinellas County's drainage. And it just looks like someone melted down a bunch of pennies. It's crazy.
It is. It's really, and it makes it tough. The bait doesn't like that much freshwater intrusion. A lot of the fish don't tolerate that much freshwater intrusion either. It's making it really tough. The fish are moving around a lot. You may get on a school of redfish one day and the next day they're gone. I've talked to some guys in certain parts of the bay where the redfish are just choked in there, which is good. Enjoy it. Like I said, I think while it lasts, because I just don't think they're going to stay put. Now, you might luck out and catch a school one day and then you get another school because they're on the move so much. But especially when we had those big tides. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, and my good friend Jamie Goodwin is really, really good at this, at looking at what the tides, we tend to look at the tides from just the time we're going to be on the water and not what the tides did overnight. Mm-hmm. Big, high, super high tides in the middle of the night, especially anywhere near the new moon, it moves those fish around so much. Yeah. It just moves them. So you think you're on something, because you have a good day, and then you go there the next day, and the mullet, everything's gone. Mm-hmm. Like the fish aren't there, the mullet aren't there, everything changes. So it's just a really, really interesting time of the year. Now, the good news is, again, we have a lot of fish. Yeah. The times I was crossing the bay back and forth, there's a lot of schools of mackerel and things blowing up, chasing bait all over the place. There is a lot of bait to the south end of the bay where we've been catching bait. It's one and done with a good mix of all kinds of stuff, pinfish, big thread fins, white baits of all different sizes. So there's a lot of bait out there. But this freshwater intrusion, man, it's got to stop. Yeah. I'm tired of the rain. We're good. We got some rain.
We went from drought conditions to now too much rain at once. Yeah. It's been an interesting year of weather.
Very interesting. Crazy. We got somebody on the line here already. Let's make sure we get to them before we get out of this first segment. Let's go to Jake in Tampa. Jake, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's going on, buddy? What you got for us?
Not a whole lot. We're actually headed to the ramp now, headed to O'Neill's to put in and head on shore.
Okay. Good deal. Go try to chase some of them groupas.
We're going to go after them, try to get after these gags. We get some red snapper.
Nice.
Very cool.
Did pretty well last weekend, but obviously weather was tough, so we're going to go try it out again.
What size boat you running out there in, Jake?
39 contender.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice. What time we leaving? What time?
Yeah, we'll meet you there.
Yeah, I could probably.
We'll be about 15 minutes.
Show ends at 8. I could be there by 8:20 probably if I just leave real quick.
Don't forget a flat line, man. The Wahoo have been nuts out there lately. Almost every trip we're getting a Wahoo on the flat line, and sometimes they're hard to land because they move so fast. They've been dumping spools. Definitely some blackfin tuna moving around. You even have a chance for a cobia, so make sure you have that flat line out at every
good
spot.
Reports on the cobia too.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for us on the gags? That's where we've been struggling the most.
The gags have been really tough, to be honest with you. I mean, this time of year, the reason the gag grouper season is set to open September 1st is to try to provide the most amount of access. But gags don't bite well this time of year, right? If gags were to open later, some of the projections, like, for example, some of the discussion was we wanted our gag grouper season to start December 1st. If we're going to have a short season, let's start it December 1st when gags are here. There's a bunch of gags around. They're biting well. The problem is when they're biting well, you catch a lot. So landings would be higher. So the projected season would be even exponentially shorter. So the reason it was set to start September 1st was try to give the most amount of access. Well, we know how that went last year. It was supposed to be 2.5 months or so. It got cut short, and we ended up overrunning. Because of that overage last year, that's why we have a shorter season this year. So long story short, it's not a great time to target gags. So my suggestion...
Still going deep, right?
Yeah, my suggestion, you got a 39 contender, run deep. Start at about 120 to 140 foot and work up to maybe like 160. If you're trying to get the red snapper, maybe start closer to 160, 180. The deeper you go, the more red snapper. The shallower you stay, you're going to have less red snapper interference and better gag grouper chances. Big live baits have been the trick. Hooking them is easy. Getting them to the boat is not easy. So big tackle, big bait, and a lot of patience. You got to soak that bait out and just keep sticking and moving and have that flat line out. You should do pretty good out there. But a great trip for us, like on our 12-hour extreme, we've been catching 2 to 6 gags. On our 39-hour trips, our best trip so far, we only caught about maybe 15 to 18 gags. So it's not stellar. It's been really tough. The start of gag season was even tougher with the weather, but it's gotten a little bit better. And I'm hoping today will be great because finally the weather looks pretty good today. So good luck out there.
The good news, Jake, is it sounds like to me, Cap Mike, the inshore guy, it sounds like it's not you.
It's yeah. If you come home with 2, 4, 6 gags, you're winning.
I'm usually the defeating factor here, so hopefully we can change our luck around today.
Well,
good luck, buddy.
we appreciate you listening, brother. We love you riding out in that contender. I'm super jealous. You and your gang there have a great day. Good luck and catch them up. All right. Appreciate you listening, dog.
Y'all too. Thank y'all.
All right,
buddy.
Good stuff, man. Really good stuff. 39.
I'm jealous.
Letting her eat, baby.
Yeah.
Letting her eat.
Getting after it.
Great heart.
That sounds like fun.
It does sound like fun.
Let's go.
Way to go, Jake. Way to fire us up first thing in the morning here. Phone lines, again, are open. We love to hear from you guys. If you're headed for the water like Jake was, or you've got questions, comments, fishing reports, whatever it may be, we'd love to talk to you. 1-800-969-9352. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. Keep them right here. We'll be back. Nice call first thing.
Yeah.
Right, guys.
I started going down a tangent and I caught myself based on the time. I'm learning slowly. I'm all tangled up.
It's a process.
It's a process. We'll get it eventually.
Yeah, it makes me happy to hear that you weren't all fired up about that fishing trip thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be really cool, but I mean, to be honest, I don't love the idea of taking our product and marking it up and then advertising it. If we're going to spend money advertising our trips, I'd like to advertise the real price.
Right.
Because if we're like, to go on a 10-hour trip with Captain Mike for $250, and it's like, then everybody's going to think it normally costs $250.
Right.
I don't like that idea.
If I were you, that's what I'd tell them.
Yeah.
But Jeff, you got to shoot at him straight sometimes because that's what makes him such a good sales guy. He's like a freaking dog with a bone, bro. He's just, he's always trying to think of ways to come up with something new, fandango to wheel and deal. That,
Jeff Reedy, you having a shot for the gags. I think a lot of the gags issues we've been having has been partly due to breaking a lot off, right? So the extreme trips, we've had some trips that have caught 6, 8 gags and broke off another 20, you know? So you have a shot for them. Getting them to the boat is a whole different ball game, right? Yesterday's extreme trip got plenty of triggerfish. They got a limit of amberjack. They're seeing some nice scamp here and there. Plenty of other fish to catch, but definitely struggle. I think they only got one keeper gag yesterday. But Captain Joe said they broke off quite a few. So we're losing a lot of good fish. Get your iPad going.
Yeah, I forgot. I brought it and left it in the truck.
Oh, I got 5%.
You know how. Oh, you're gonna plug it in. Look at you, man. That was so good.
It's dead, but I got a charger.
Amazing. Oh, God. Oh, let's talk about close.
Is he on? Nice.
Tap his teeth.
Dude, I was doing that intermittent fasting for a long time. But I am following this guy, Dr. Mike Israetel, and oh, this is the cabinet, or this is the Hubbard's Marina page.
That's fine.
All right.
Well, I guess they come up different on each one.
Yeah, comments are different. But Dr. Mike, his whole thing is like intermittent fasting is fine and it works well for some people, but if you can eat through the day, you're fueling your muscles more often and you're not running out of glycogen. So he talked me into it, so I'm trying something different. So long story short, I'm not intermittent fasting anymore. I'm doing like 4 meals a day, and spacing out and taking way more carbs than I normally do. But I feel like I have a lot more energy and a lot more power. To start the day, hitting a lot of protein. So I've been putting protein powder in my coffee. Dude, so good. I love it. Tastes so good.
Good stuff.
What? Yeah.
Welcome back. 625 here at the iHeart Media Empire. Little programming note here. Tuesday, October 8th. It's coming up. It's really not that far out here. We're a month out from our Bartow Ford Real Animals Fishing Conversation. 6 to 8 p.m. Again, Tuesday, October 8th. Our good friend Dana, Silver Ring Cafe, is going to be serving up the groceries, so we're going to eat like kings. Bull Bay rods, got them to give away. Got Ingle coolers, got Real Animals swag. We're going to have a big old time. We got myself, we got D Hubs, we've got Captain Travis Thompson as well. We're going to be talking inshore, offshore, tarpon fishing. We're going to be talking Vote Yes on 2, which is really, really important. If you're not up to speed on that, we'll talk about that more as the show goes on here, so you know where we're at with that. We're both sporting the new Yes on 2 hats here
this morning. If you're watching us on the Facebook feed, again, phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352. Let's check in with our freshwater guru. And as we were saying earlier, there's plenty of fresh water out there with all this rain. I would think that's making for some pretty good fishing there, Ron, at Ron's Tackle Box. How are you this morning, my friend?
Doing great. Fishing is great.
I'll bet.
What's up, Ron?
I say the morning, the water flow is good. A lot of running water, moving water. The speckled perch are starting early.
Really?
I have some people going out at night that are just tearing up big ones.
Nice.
Daytime a little slack yet, too hot.
Yeah.
But they're getting some sparses here and there. A lot of shellcracker, bluegill, good fishing. Bass fishing's picking up. The bass are, I don't know what they're really doing. They're not staging yet. They're not doing any of that. They're just kind of feeding.
Okay.
So you could do some, 3-4 pound fish, plenty of them around.
So they're like Cap Mike. They just eat.
Yeah.
I get it.
Fatting up for the winter.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I'll be sitting in a tree stand here pretty soon. It's going to be cold. I need that extra layer.
Well, Bubba, you better be careful. Because them tree stands can almost take too much weight.
Come on now, Ronnie.
Oh, hey, you started it. You brought it up.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Low blow.
Yeah, fair enough. Hey, is that bite?
You have time to slim down yet.
is that bite? I'm going to the gym this morning. I'll get my cardio in.
All right.
Is that bite fired off because of all this rain and all that runoff, all the bugs and critters?
A lot of bugs, a lot of food in the water. That's what it takes.
Gotcha.
There's some fat fish right now, and we have some fat crappies.
Nice.
So,
That
if you
fires
come out in
me
the
up.
evening, just bring a little light. You can fish on a dock with a light. You can fish in the boat with a light. That light brings them fish up there. They see that minnow flashing. So that's a good time to come out and do it.
Yeah, no doubt.
From now through the winter.
Good stuff. I can't wait. I got the new 18 KO skiff that I know a lot of people thought that I was only thinking about the shallow saltwater stuff, but
You guys think he can't fit in a tree stand.
come on, you leave my 18 KO alone.
The micro skiff. I don't know.
John Momola, turn his mic off. I can do this show on my own. I've done it for years.
We're past that already now.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah.
Tell everybody how they can find you out there, Ronnie, at beautiful Ron's Tackle Box out in Lake Alfred.
I'm at 380 South Lake Shore Way, which is 1792 in Lake Alfred. Phone number 863-956-4990. And hey, I'd just like to throw in there, I'm still for sale out here.
I was just going to I was going to plug it if you didn't. If you're looking for a great opportunity to get in the fishing business with a business that has thrived for many years, with somebody behind the sale of the business that will stay with you and help you learn the game so that you can be successful. I don't know very many people in the fishing industry that I like any more than the great Ron Shelfo. So I appreciate you, Ronnie, and I hope that business sells for you soon, buddy, for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Got to get up through the Crystal River. That's where I'm headed.
I don't blame you. Well, I'll be up. I was up there this week, so I'll come see you when you get up there.
Definitely.
All right,
Thanks,
partner.
guys.
Have a great day, my friend. Good
See you,
stuff.
Ron. He said we're past that.
Seriously. I'm telling you. Momo, I need a dump button just for Dylan's microphone. We gotta talk. We gotta get something worked out there. We got a good friend Van Hubbard on the other side. We'll get a report from down there in Charlotte Harbor. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well. 1-800-969-9352. We'll be back. At least one of
Man, I ordered fuel, and it was saying that we were out of fuel. And I ordered just enough to fill the tank, and there's a bunch of leftover. Something weird's going on. Salvageable? An engine that is salvageable? Speaking of cars getting flooded out, did you check out that video on Mike's weather page?
No. Sure.
You gotta watch this.
I'll put it on my phone.
Yeah, let's just pull it up here. These idiots just kept driving through the water. It was crazy, bro. And there's like literally a Mercedes that floats away at the end of the video. Oh. So they just keep flooding. The end is the best. They just keep flooding and they just keep driving through it.
What are they thinking?
And so now there's like 3 cars flooded out and they just keep going. By the end of the video, dude, there's like 20 cars parked right there. And then these big trucks just, and not even that big of trucks, just like normal size ass trucks, like that BMW just crashed out. There's the BMW. So now there's, look at all the cars and they're pushing cars and people are still coming. And then all of a sudden these like just average sized trucks just barrel through and put waves over the roofs of these cars. It was nuts.
Where is that, Bells County?
Temple Terrace, I think. There was one video where he put it all together. It was crazy. I think this is it. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Look at this. See that Mercedes? Waves over the roof. See it floating? Watch this car. Watch the back end of that car. Literally fucking floating, dude.
Well, the balls are moving that truck, too.
Right? It's not even that big of a truck. And look how fast he's going. Making these cars float, dude.
That's how bad our infrastructure is.
Yeah. Crazy. So nuts. I meant to send that to you. Could have the micro skip going.
Yeah, right?
Good luck, Chris. All the private wrecks are chasing red snapper and gags today. Does Ron do charters for freshwater fishing? No, Angel. Ron owns a tackle shop.
Nobody knows the right people out there.
Yeah, Ron's Tackle Box. So I would, if you want a freshwater fishing charter, you could call Ron's Tackle Box and ask Ron.
He'll put you in touch with the right people.
Ooh, total knee replacement. Good luck, John.
John, yeah.
My mother-in-law just had both her knees replaced.
At the same time?
No, they didn't. They won't do that. Yeah, they only do one, and then they'll do the second one. But it was 6 months apart, and she recovered from the first one in like 2 to 3 weeks. She was like walking miles.
Yeah.
And then the second one was a little bit tougher for her, but it was like 4 to 5 weeks.
Some people do really well, and some people fold up like a wet mat.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I had a buddy that had his done, and he was like 6 months in. He was just, and I know guys that have had it done and went and played softball like 2 months later.
Crazy.
Certainly not the time of the year to just be thinking about this. Hopefully you reached out to David Torres and the good people at Affordable Roofing Systems before now. But if not, If you need a shingle, metal tile, or a flat roof repair or replacement, Affordable Roofing System is by far your safest choice for those repairs or replacements. Over 3 decades of roofing experience. Dylan Hubbard here, our good friend Captain Big Ben Marshall on the Team Mahoney Company radio show there on Sunday that we do on DAE. Both of them used Affordable Roofing Systems, and David Torres and his people took great care of them. They're defined by integrity, respect, and honesty. They've got a professional approach to doing business. Captain Ben Marshall has been in the construction business in Florida for many, many, many years. He has some serious credentials on the inspection side of construction in the state of Florida, and was blown away with David Torres's attention to detail on his roof. So let Affordable Roofing Systems help you with this important process. Call 1-888-397-ROOF for your free estimate. Visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Let's go to the phones here real quick. Let's check in with our good friend Van Hubbard, Captain Van Hubbard, down there in beautiful Charlotte Harbor. How are you this morning, Van?
Your voices again. Missed you for a little while, but we got same issues. Y'all got a lot of fresh water, a lot of tannin water. There are fish around, but you can't see them so easy.
Right.
They're down there.
There's a lot of bait around. Most of it's fry bait, but there's some better bait here and there. Plenty of pinfish, and for your redfish, and I like those small pinfish as good as anything.
No doubt.
Especially in this fresh water doesn't seem to have as much dissolved oxygen, so they live better than the white bait and stuff, especially that small, weak white bait.
Yeah. No doubt.
What is your speaking of the fry bait? I would love to ask you and Mike. So around John's Pass, we got a lot of snook still. Definitely numbers have seemingly dropped a little bit, but there's a lot of snook, quite a few trout, and even some baby tarpon around. But at night and into the early morning, there's so much fry bait. I mean, the water's really dark right now, so it's hard to see. But when the water is clear, it's just black around the docks because there's thousands of pounds of these glass minnows and fry bait around. But so the snook are just cruising, meandering. Every now and again, they'll open their mouth and get a big old mouthful of fry bait. So it's like, how do you get them to chew when it's like that? What's the secret? Is there a secret?
If there is one, I'd love Van Hubbard to give it to me because when they're eating like that, I find them really, really tough to catch.
Well, if I put a plate of what you like in front of you, let you gorge whenever you feel like it, I'm going to have a hard time even tempting you with a chunk of filet or something,
Mm-hmm. True.
When you're fat and happy, you don't make as many mistakes.
Makes sense.
That's a word to live by.
Yeah, it's tough. When you get those clouds of that fry bait running around, especially this time of year when those fish get in transition, they're burning some calories because they're moving a little bit. Boy, it gets really, really tough to catch some big, especially, in talking with some of my really, I call them my upper end recreational angler buddies, guys who are really, really good, been fishing here a long time. They say the same thing, that a lot of times this time of year, that big snook bite will get a little tougher just because of that, because there's so much food in the estuary. It just gets challenging to get that big, smart female to eat.
It's funny you said that because right now around the dock, you can drop a bait, and if they're biting, you'll catch a 24 to 26-inch snook almost immediately, like silly fast.
Sure.
But to get anything bigger than about 24 or 26 is impossible.
Yeah, they're the young, I call them the 18 to 22-year-old dumb males.
Hey, man.
That's what they are. They're headed for the nightclub. They just left the gym. They need a protein shake.
Man, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah, right. The good old days.
They're young and stupid. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Young and dumb.
Young and inexperienced.
Exactly. And a lot of energy to burn. On a more optimistic thing, we are starting to see some mackerel near shore.
Good.
And some bait out there, so there's something else to go have fun with and catch a few fish.
Yeah.
On a thing that I'm not going to mention the name of it, okay, because I don't want to jinx stuff. But we saw our first background concentrations of the stuff off of Manatee County in our Fish and Wildlife weekly report this week.
Okay.
And that's the same Manatee County that dumped 3.5 million gallons of wastewater, semi-treated and untreated wastewater. So
I heard we had 11. I heard we had 11 million gallons come out of Clearwater. I don't know if that report was true or not.
I haven't. I can't. I don't know. Every place is having trouble. We had, not to blame people. We've had excessive rains. That means there's a lot of water. Since we paved Paradise, now we've got everything going into storm drains and flushing into the system. It's not, half of the water most of the water used to be filtered through the wetlands or down into the ground. With pavement and roofs, it can't go into the ground, so it gets into the runoff and gets forced right into either directly into the estuary or into the wastewater plant. So,
right.
But we've got a plan for this, because every time we get an excessive rain, most of our wastewater treatment plants can't handle it.
Yeah, it would be nice if we would somehow get
I was talking to one of our state legislators, and we have an idea. It was a pretty interesting idea, pretty innovative idea. And we're trying to get this Yes on 2 passed, and then once this passes and this election is over, we can start working on that new legislative session, trying to get another bill passed. And the idea, the approach is, in order to update stormwater treatment, sewage treatment, that requires a lot of money, like an insane amount of money.
Billions.
Like billions. Yeah.
Billions of dollars.
Billions. We're talking probably 20 to 30 billion for just the greater Tampa Bay.
30 something.
Yeah.
30 something.
Yeah. And
that's the figure I heard, 31 billion.
Yeah. And that's a figure just to do a small area. And also the only way to fund that is through assessment. And no one likes assessments, right? We don't want to raise taxes we're talking 31 billions in greater Tampa Bay area. But let me finish. I got it. There's a bright side. So long story short, that's a lot of money, and taxpayers would have to foot that bill. It'd be some kind of special assessment, and that's hard to pass. And politicians don't like talking about that because you can't get reelected.
Yeah, they're worried about their own keister.
But the flip side is the state of Florida doesn't have income tax. Why? Because we have a vibrant tourism industry, and our vibrant tourism industry is because we have beautiful water.
Clean water.
So the idea is, the potential way of funding this is, we already have a bed tax, and that bed tax is used for a lot of different infrastructure things and to beautify the area. So potentially we could pass some legislation that either increases it by a penny or two, kind of like a penny for Pinella's approach, but put that towards tourists and then add that to a dedicated fund. So a certain percentage of that bed tax, maybe increase it a percentage point, and make sure that percentage point is allocated for specific funding for sewage infrastructure and stormwater treatment.
Well, then what we have to do is somehow put verbiage in there so we don't go through the same BS we went through with Piney Point, where the municipalities see a giant group, a large amount of money over here, some funds, and they decide to start playing with it in a different direction.
Yeah.
This is a problem that's been going on for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
The growth didn't just happen. I pick on Hillsborough County all the time because they have a whole department. They have a whole department called Hillsborough County Planning and Growth Management. If you work there or have worked there, you should be fired because you have failed to plan horribly. Yeah. Horribly. Someone should be punched in the throat.
I think that's true of the entire state.
Again,
right?
That's why I said I pick on Hillsborough County because that's where I live, but it's a whole Florida problem. And again, there's no doubt. I had people from Hillsborough County, charter captains, who also work for Hillsborough County, tell me they've been trying to get this water treatment plant put down in South County, in Hillsborough County, forever.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that politicians don't do it is because
of assessments.
They don't want those fees because they know they won't get reelected.
Yeah.
Well, again, your job is to work for us, Jackwagon, not to line your own pockets.
The challenge is people don't understand it, right? People don't understand the bigger picture. They just look at the small picture.
But it's not. It's actually that. But here's the problem. I agree with you. I'm not great on the politics side, but I know the BS that I'm seeing. How about all the money we're wasting on palm trees? Have you been south on 75? I'm just saying, dude. There's
how do you like the lights on the Skyway, Mike?
Yeah, the lights on the Skyway Bridge, brilliant money, well spent. I mean, we're dumping sewage water into the bay and the Gulf, but hey, let's light up the Skyway Bridge. That way, when they're driving over the poop water, they can look at the pretty lights on the bridge. That is some ignorant stuff, bro. Like on a whole nother level is stupid.
Impact fees.
Yeah,
but the impact fees again, when the politician says the word impact fees, then they don't get reelected. So they don't want to do anything right. They're just worried about lining their own pocket. It's jacked up, dude. The system is broke.
I appreciate my passionate friends, but the fact of the matter is, the new construction impacts the infrastructure. There's no excuse. I don't care if it has to be $5,000 or $10,000 or $15,000. You know, they need to be paying for the increased needs that they create.
I couldn't agree more. The problem is you can't get those words to come out of a politician's mouth because they're worried about getting reelected.
And impact fees are, regardless, you could have an impact fee.
Now they're controlled by the state, not the counties, thanks to the current legislature.
And a lot of what I've learned recently is impact fees could be $1 billion. They could be astronomically high. Most of the time when you have a big development, you have to go through a PD, which is a plan development process. And when you submit these PDs, you can basically, it's when you sit down with the municipality and you negotiate. Here, I'll give you this if you give me this. I'll give you that. And they'll beautify something, or they'll spend a little money over here to try to get a variance to build a little taller or do a little special thing or build out to the zero line. So a lot of these PDs can involve things like negotiating out of an impact fee. So a lot of times, I
understand and agree, but let me point out a couple of things that everybody will eventually understand. If we continue going down the road we're doing and continue polluting our waters, our property values will plummet, our tourism will disappear, our economies will collapse.
I couldn't agree more.
And then they'll go, oh, darn, we screwed up.
Yeah, well, and by then they'll already be rich and retired, and they won't care anymore. They'll be living somewhere else.
They'll be gone, but we'll still be dealing with it, and the current officials will be dealing with it. But just look at the Chesapeake Bay, for example. If you think it's expensive to save it, it's 10 times more expensive or more to try to replace it.
Yeah, exactly.
And with no property taxes and collapsing, that cuts back on the money they have to work with stuff, and then they really have problems.
Van Hubbard, great call, brother. Way to get us all.
I'm glad we've got the mackerel.
Yeah.
Way to get us all fired up. I'm up against the clock here, brother.
If you don't have another caller, I'll wait. No problem.
Yep, I got another one coming up here, boss. It's all good.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, partner. You the man. Good stuff right there. Want to put a shout out to our good friends at Ace Heating and Cooling. Over 20 years now, Ace Heating and Cooling has been the name to know in heating and cooling in Hillsborough County. Chris Myers and his guys service all brands. They do residential, commercial, maintenance, and full replacements. They send out technicians, not salespeople. They are trying to build long-lasting customer relationships. Great people over there. Give them a call today at 813-657-8818 or look them up online at brandonac.net. Talking fishing on the other side. We'll be back.
Everybody's talking smack in the comments. Good morning, gentlemen. I think if I was on an 18-foot with Captain Mike, I would be in trouble. Next one is, where was it? Yeah, if you're as tall and big as Mike and Dylan, you'd be in serious trouble on a skiff. That's funny. I
broke my hand punching a jackwagon in the face. So go. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't see background levels in Manatee County. I only see them in Pinellas County, or in Charlotte Harbor. I only see them in Tampa Bay. The daily sample map won't load though.
Not working.
What?
Your charger.
Oh, did it die?
pretty dense.
Well, it probably is still charging. Like it won't charge fast enough for the battery to fill up.
Oh, I got you. So usually it'll run off that.
Oh, it should, yeah. Oh, it totally died. Interesting. Oh. Must just be like flirting with the edge.
I'm getting innovative pools and spa.
That's at 1%. When I plugged it in, it was at 5%. Maybe it was unplugged. Did it get unplugged? Maybe when I moved it,
Did you talk to them at all about did they get any spike in their website or anything?
I have not heard anything, but they shared it all over Facebook and they were real happy. Let's see if it works. Just have to touch it.
Oh. When's your next out of here?
What?
When's your next out of here, do you know?
The next out of here? Like the next time I won't be here?
Mm-hmm.
You're not here next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the following week, the 21st, I have to double check with my wife, but we're going to be in, I have that FWC meeting in the Keys. We're turning it into a little family trip.
Okay.
I think I'll be back on the 21st, but I have to confirm that.
Back to do the show on the 21st or back not to do the show?
Back to do the show, I think.
Okay, well, let me know. The wife wants me to take it off, but I don't have to. If you're not going to be here, then I'll do it. And if you are going to be here, then I'll maybe bug out.
That's the only one in the short term that I can think of. Oh.
That's the week leading up to the, that's my Military Worlds tournament in Augusta.
I got you.
But I can make a voucher if I have to. And Beth is barking at me.
Dang.
Almost over.
So Captain Van pointed out that it says it in the back in the text. I don't read the text. I just look at the maps. I look at the pretty pictures. I don't read the words. Yeah, it does say one sample from Manatee County had background concentration.
Father's company, which I think is absolutely awesome. Sounds familiar? Kind of familiar.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, a little bit.
It resonates.
Yeah. They have an unparalleled passion for the industry, along with a deep-rooted commitment to the community, unwavering dedication to excellence, driving them to uphold the highest standards in pool construction and integrity. I like the whole 10,000 pools. That's a lot of pools, bro.
A lot of pools.
That's a lot of pools. I mean, that's super impressive. It's a fishy, family-owned business. We love the fishermen staying together. If you're interested in getting a price on a new pool, definitely check out our friends at Innovative Pools and Spa. You can call them today at 727-788-1650. Visit innovativepoolsandspa.net for an estimate. See why Innovative Pools and Spa is the choice for families all over the Bay Area. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I love my pool. Beth and I both love our pool. Everybody said, don't get a pool. Don't get a pool. You'll hate it. You'll when the kids are at the house and all that, it's great, blah, 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 and then you'll hate it. It's just a hole in your backyard. It's not how it works at our house. It's like, whatever we got to get done, let's get it done because it's time to get in the pool, especially this time of year. So
yeah, I love my in-laws pool.
Yeah, we love our pool, man. It's
kind of like a boat.
One of the best things we ever did.
You know, if you don't have your own, it's good to know someone with one.
Absolutely. Let's check in here real quick with the Mad Snooker, Captain Dave Pomerleau. Them snooker should be starting to transition. Should be a good time for you, big fella. What's going on, man?
Good morning, gentlemen. I was just thinking about Doug Hemmer this morning.
The great Doug Hemmer.
Yep. I was going through a Foot Locker, came across his business card, and I'm like, no, wow, man. But yeah, the snook. Speaking of Doug Emmer and the snook, that was he was synonymous with it.
Yes, he was.
And,
Great fisherman, great guy.
Really was. Really gone too soon. But the water's been mud. I mean,
It's crazy, isn't it?
Epic rain. I mean, it's just unbelievable. The water's been pretty muddy, and we're getting dry in a couple of days here, but it will slowly start to clear up, I feel, and we don't get another dang tropical storm. But we had some pretty good days, a few good nights in there, and then it went back out to do it again, and we just came upon water hyacinths all the way out to Venice Jetty.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
water
crazy.
hyacinths rolling out the Venice Jetty on an outgoing tide, and I'm like looking at the water, and the guy looks at me and he goes, "Are we wasting our time?" I go, "Could be."
There's a chance.
He lived right there in Venice. He's always there. He's a regular. And after about 2 hours, I looked at him and I said, "You ready to go in? Because it's no charge." And he went, "Let's go." So
yeah. It was funny.
It'll turn around.
Speaking of water hyacinths out the Venice Jetties, I was telling Mike before the show yesterday, I was doing our Fox 13 news segment right there on the boardwalk in front of the little sand buildup of John's Pass. And the cameraman's like, "Dude, what is that?" And I turned around, and on the beach, like right in the surf, is a freshwater turtle.
It's crazy.
Inside the pass. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how much fresh water we're getting. Little intrusion.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, they're doing a seminar with the old salts there.
I saw that.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be up there doing that seminar, and after that, I got one of the guys, Dennis, there. He and I are going to hit the water right up there around the pass.
Oh,
Very cool.
Nice. Is that this Tuesday coming up?
I believe that is.
I think they do them on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
I think it's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. You got to put me on the spot.
Sorry. We're going to pull it up, make sure we have it right for you. So they do a great job.
Yeah, the old salts is next Thursday, the 12th.
They do them Thursdays. Okay.
Thursday, 12th.
We used to butt up against them. We used to butt up against them on the second Tuesday of every month there. So I thought it was a Tuesday, but it's all good.
One of you guys want to fish? One of you guys want to do a little night fishing that night on the 12th?
I would love to. I'm going to be at an event September 12th, speaking at the Yes on 2 fundraiser at Shooter's World in Tampa.
I'm going to be in Gainesville at the CCA banquet up there in Gainesville.
All three have speaking engagements.
Yeah, we do.
Look at that.
Yeah, good stuff.
Busy night.
I'm up against the clock, David. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you if they want to catch the snook of a lifetime, brother.
727-570-9711 or madsnooker.com. Love the show, gentlemen. Always great job as usual.
Hey, we appreciate you, Dave. Always good to hear your voice, my friend. Nobody does big snook fishing better than Captain Dave Pomeroy, I can tell you that. You don't get a moniker like the Mad Snooker. It's like Silver King, Tarpon. It's Mad Snooker. They call him the Mad Snooker for a reason. That dude is a witch. Absolutely incredible. We've got Alan in St. Pete on the other side. Lots of stuff to talk about yet. Questions, comments, fishing reports, bring them right here. 1-800-969-9352. We'll
be back. Yeah, it is September 12th from 7 to 9.
Yeah. Gainesville. No, we can do it. You want me to do it? Yep. We can do it right here. You want me to do it here?
I'll unplug my mic. You guys are going to hear behind the scenes. Radio magic.
I've been telling you guys for years. Do I have to terminate it? Here I am. I'm like, I can't hear myself. I've been telling you guys for years now about Pro Marine Performance Centers being the premier Bay Area boating resource. Well, now they've added another great location to serve the boating community. They're still in St. Pete at 9293 Bay Pines Boulevard, but they've added a great new location at 5005 U.S. Highway 41 North in Palmetto, where they're doing Yamaha service and selling the popular Sea Hunt boat line. Pro Marine specializes in repowers and are a Yamaha and Mercury certified dealer with over 1 million parts in stock. So let my good friends at Pro Marine Performance Center handle all your boating needs. Well, let me know how it sounds. If you like it, we'll keep it. If you don't, I'll redo it. Thanks, brother.
There
I like to write them. If
Radio
I write them,
magic.
I try not. Then usually I can get them in 1 or 2 takes. It helps. If somebody else writes it, it could be a long, long record.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, brother.
I agree. Scripts are really tough, but if you write your own script, it's a lot easier.
That goes to Jeff Liss. Thank you. That's good. I can get that off my list. I don't want to do that. I gotta get some office time so I can write. I need to write you a new one. Angel Coolers needs a new one. We're still talking about the Rays. That's old.
Mm-hmm.
I ask Dixon all the time, hey, can you help me with this?
You gotta ask the other guy, the blonde guy. What's his name? He's the advertising guy over there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Dixon's just a pretty face.
I know it. He is. Which is really hard to believe.
He'll be at MREP. I'll be hanging out with him.
Yeah?
In October.
I didn't get him invite.
Weird.
Gotta play your cards right.
I almost got Travis in, and they accepted Travis, but he wasn't available.
Maybe that's what happened. I was just booked. No.
I'm leaving this one alone.
You just don't call anymore.
Don't call, don't text.
That guy wasn't all that popular, bro, anyway. You had to throw one guy out of the freaking third story window and you don't get invited back. That's
crazy how that works.
It's bullshit. And I didn't even do it in class. I did it in the hallway after class at the break. Like a professional.
Like a professional.
They shouldn't let just those people in, and they wouldn't have those problems.
We try not to. It's 5 fishermen, 4 fishermen, so people at the table should be fishermen. But that's why I'm on the steering committee, to make sure that kind of stuff doesn't happen. I use that as an example a lot when they're like, oh, we want to put this in. No, he's not saying anything. And this is why. I'll have another Captain Mike incident.
Come on, man. See, I need this.
Kim Amendola from NOAA Fisheries she's now the department assistant ARA, so assistant regional administrator. She's like second in charge. She was in the room when that happened and remembers it vividly. So whenever I say, well, I have another Captain Mike incident, or another Captain Mike incident, she's like, yeah, Dylan's right. No.
I didn't say, I didn't cuss or anything. I just said.
You just threatened to murder him.
He'd have bounced, probably.
I saw this funny meme, and it was like, I go to the gym every day because murder isn't legal. The other day, I had a really tough afternoon, just silly stuff going on, drama, and getting a barrage of stupid stuff online. And this Facebook group was pretty silly, and I was like, man, I'm worked up right now. I was like, thank goodness I get to go to the gym before I go home. Had the best leg workout of my life.
I had a good one this week too.
Just one?
One leg workout?
Yeah, just one.
I've been doing my cardio, and this one is fun. It's funny.
I was watching this thing that Dr. Mike guy. There's studies released that more volume, if you can increase your volume to like 30 to 40 working sets, you can per week, you can increase muscle growth almost 50%. But if you start looking at what 30 or 40 working sets means for one muscle group, that's a lot. That's like 3 days a week. Crazy.
Yeah. Problem is that I think people lose sight of how important the rest and recovery stage is, and how much time that actually takes to let them muscles.
100%.
You just put all that damage on them, let them recover.
And especially as you're bigger and stronger, you can lift more weight. which takes more time to
and
recover.
And you get older,
yeah,
you need more time to recover too.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, 706 here at the iHeart Media Empire 970 WFLA, rolling into hour number 2. We've been talking about our good friends at Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives for many, many, many months now. If you haven't tried them yet, you absolutely have to get your hands on one. Go to relentlessknivesusa.com. Self-sharpening knives. If you're looking for a great gift for the outdoorsman in your life, him, her, your grandpa, your grandma, whatever it is, these knives are unbelievable. I was fishing in Crystal River, filming a show on Thursday, and Captain Dallas King, who's one of the guys that I put on the list when I first sat down with Relentless Knives to talk about guides that I wanted to get knives in their hands. Dallas King was on that list originally, like almost a year ago, and they sent him a knife right away, and he looked at me, and they clean a lot of fish in Crystal River. And they clean a lot of redfish, which are tough on blades. Mm-hmm. And he said to me, he goes, dude, I haven't even touched a sharpener. And I've had that knife for almost a year.
That's crazy.
That's pretty impressive when you're getting that kind of feedback from guys who use knives that much. Again, relentlessknivesusa.com. Let's go to phones here, get through some of these calls. Let's go to our good friend Alan in St. Pete. Big Alan, what's up, wild man? How are you?
I'm doing better. It was kind of a rough week. I spent Labor Day, I had the weekend off for a rare change, and went over to Destin and hooked up with some old Navy buddies and experienced Crab Island.
Oh.
Bring my liver.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Yeah, it's kind of like I equate it to tarpon fishing in Boca Grande without the tarpon.
You're not the Alan. You're not the Alan you used to be, Alan.
It is different. It is sandbar at the upper level. You got to be a professional to get into that crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was amazed by the amount of boats that would deliver food and drink and all kinds of accessories and everything right to you.
I love that kind of preparedness. I just think that's awesome.
It's a different game. Did a little bit of fishing, didn't catch much. Couple bonita trolling around, but then managed to get COVID on the way home. Don't know how. Yeah.
Wow.
And so
you were at a sandbar drinking for 3 days and then got COVID.
You don't know how you got it?
No idea how that happened.
Literally in the car on the way home, it hit me, and I'm like, I've been down. Today's the first day back to work since, so it's interesting.
No idea why my immune system was suppressed. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that could be. We did a lot of. There was some moonshine involved, which is always a bad move.
Yeah,
slightly dehydrated,
poison.
Moonshine, yeah.
Last time I drank moonshine, I got lost in John's Pass.
That's like getting lost in your house, isn't it?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Exactly. They had to send a search party.
Call the Coast Guard. Dylan's wandering around aimlessly in John's Pass.
I've been known to pee in the kitchen trash bin, but
yeah. I won't share what happens to me, but it's pretty similar.
There's a reason that Dylan no longer drinks.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've been wanting forever to enter a tournament, and so I said, you know what? I actually got the time off for this Richard Stewart tournament, and I am in. Me and the wife and my son we even broke down and bought had shirts made for us. We were calling ourselves Team Mac Daddy, but
I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're all in. We're gonna do it all, man. We're doing the captain's meeting. We're doing the dinner.
It's a good time.
Yeah, we're going to get our butts kicked, but it's going to be a fun time.
Listen, the nice part about that tournament is you just don't know. If you go fishing and get on the water that day, you just don't know. There'll be some captains there, and I've fished it many years and got my tail kicked and was on fish for 3 days leading up to the tournament. So you don't know.
Yeah.
Mahoney stacked the deck in his favor last year, hand-picking a guide, and still didn't win. So
that's more of a user error thing, though.
The Watts brothers.
I'm on the fence on how to approach it. If I want to fish what I know, or or fish closer to the venue. So I've got to figure out. I'm gonna do a little scouting.
Always fish what you know. Always fish what you know.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Always fish what you know.
Yeah, it's
which for me,
fun,
which for me works out pretty good because that's where the venue is.
Yeah. You got it all down. Yeah.
Cheater. I got second place in the redfish division last year. Wasn't too bad.
Well, as long as you stay in the artificial division, it kind of might.
I am staying in the artificial division. Absolutely.
I'm going live bait.
Nope, I'm artificial, and I know where there's some big trout and some red dogs. So we're gonna hope for the best.
Yeah.
When you say artificial, are you gonna use gulps?
Yes, it's still artificial, Dylan. I need that dump button.
Yeah, I feel like that's not artificial.
We need that dump.
No
button
sense.
bad.
No sense. I'm gonna call Mahoney and
I want to see the video. I want to see the video
right now
on Facebook of Dylan talking, but nothing, no sound. That would be great. Alan, we appreciate you, brother. Thanks for getting in that tournament. For those of you listening that want to fish the tournament, September 27th and 28th, the Captain Richard Seward CCA All Release Challenge. Hillsborough County CCA event's been going on for many, many, many years. It's a great, great tournament. Very first tournament I ever fished in Florida, actually. And I was on the boat when Billy Nobles won the overall Grand Slam in that thing. It was fun to watch.
And that's how it started.
I learned a lot. Yeah, I learned a lot.
That's when the magic started.
Yeah, Billy, yeah. Good stuff, Alan. We appreciate you, brother.
You guys have a great day.
Get to feeling better.
Buddy.
Pedialyte. You need some Pedialyte.
Yeah, well, after that.
All right, partner. Be good. Good stuff.
No
man.
idea how I caught COVID.
Yeah, weird. COVID, weird. Let's go to Jeff in beautiful Lake Alfred. Going back to Lake Alfred here. Jeff, how are you this morning?
Good morning. How you guys doing?
We're good, buddy. Talk to me. What you got for us?
I got a chance to go to the Atlantic side last week.
Okay.
Caught a couple of redfish out there on the jetty. I hadn't experienced that before. There's some big redfish over there.
Where'd you go? I mean, I know you're on the
At Ponce Inlet.
Oh, okay.
The
Nice.
jetty out there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Were the redfish big? Are they getting a run of the big bulls?
They're starting to. These
Okay.
are pretty good size. They were upper slot.
Okay. Good
I
fish.
just caught a couple and released them just to have the first experience there. It was pretty cool.
What was the bait? What was the bait of choice, Jeff?
I believe it or not, I caught both of those on shrimp.
Okay.
We had some had a couple of pinfish out and different things, but both of the ones I caught were on shrimp.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Yeah,
There's some good jetty systems over there.
Really great jetties over there on the Space Coast for sure.
They know how to build a jetty.
Interesting to get in and get back out, and you should take a GoPro and watch the circus going on over there.
Yeah.
Right.
I believe it.
Always interesting. Why I did call though is still in there this morning.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
he's here.
Mike doesn't love it.
I had a question. What's your recommendation on getting me an E-Perb? I'm wanting to invest in an E-Perb.
Yeah.
Insurance there.
ACR makes great E-Perbs. They're very affordable, and they have personal E-Perbs. If you want one for your boat, I would invest into a little bit of a nicer one. Hydrostatic release is a really good idea. It's more expensive, but essentially it mounts to the roof, and then if in case of emergency the vessel sinks, you're not able to get to it, it will hydrostatically release, which means when it gets wet, it releases from the top of the vessel. So those are more expensive, the vessel attached ones, but that's a good idea. Some people, and I recommend it, maybe even a personal E-Perb as well, because, for example, if the vessel goes down and that big E-Perb goes off, if you float away from the vessel, you're kind of screwed.
Right. They
So
find
having
the vessel, but don't find you.
Yeah, having a personal E-Perb in your ditch bag is a good idea as well. And those ACR personal E-Perbs or PLBs are pretty cheap. Also, really good idea to have some sort of ship-to-shore communication with that. So I would look at maybe a Garmin InReach. That's what we use. We have satellite phones too, but it's a little bit of a redundancy if you have the Garmin InReach. They make InReaches that are pretty affordable. For like $250, you can get one that Bluetooths to your phone, and then you just text from your phone through an app. It's really, really easy and nice. You can invest a little bit more. It's like $800, and then you get a bigger InReach that you actually text from the device, which makes it a little bit easier. And in case of emergency, your phone gets wet or destroyed, at least that device will work. So there's a lot of options for you, but I would definitely go ship to shore communication and definitely get a personal EPIRB.
All right. Thank you very much. That was very helpful.
No problem.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate you chiming in. Great report too, by the way.
And
nice
if you're gonna go sat phone, go Iridium, Global Star. Not great coverage.
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
You bet.
See you, buddy.
Good stuff right there. You know what, John Mamola?
I can have my mic back?
Just for a little bit. He's kind of a smart guy.
Earned it back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes he's a schmuck, but sometimes he's all right. Let's go to Donald. In Lutz. Donald, how are you this morning?
Oh, man, great show as always, guys.
Thanks, man.
Just sitting here entertaining. But, okay, so no tagged redfish by a registered anglers. God knows I tried, and all my buddies tried. It's like, you get all these other anglers that catch them. I don't get it. Every year there's anglers, that are not registered to catch them, but us registered anglers, I don't know. Is there a curse on us? Who knows?
I don't know either.
Crazy.
We're just glutons for punishment.
I wouldn't under any circumstances, with as many, like you said, unregistered anglers for the 6a-8a Photo Star Tournament that have caught tagged redfish, under no circumstances would I be out there fishing without being in that tournament. There's no way.
Yeah, it's like fishing insurance.
No way.
Dude, I just lost the keys to a brand new boat because I was
too
not
cheap
prepared.
to spend $40.
I was going to say stupid, which would be, I don't want to insinuate they're stupid. Yes, you jack wagons. Get involved. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Richard Stewart CCL release again. It's going to be a lot of fun. I like that too. Alan said that he's going. I'd like to meet him.
Great
say
guy.
hi.
Great guy.
I hear him all the time on the radio. So
yep.
It's like a big schmooze for me. I get to see people that I don't get to see too much often out there, but
that's what happens when you do tournaments year in and year out. It's really for me. It's always been part of the fun. Back when I used to fish the Pro Redfish Tournament Trail, you start to get to know guys from Charleston, South Carolina. That's how I met the great Ben Alderman. You meet guys, Mike Frenette, some of the guys you meet from out in Louisiana at all these events, guys who travel. You just end up making friendships with these guys. What are you smirking about, you jagwagon?
You were like, back when I was on the Pro Redfish Tour, and I was in the back of my head like, oh, back when he was a professional. I see. I just come up with jokes in my own head sometimes.
Back when you were 6, you jackwagon.
I don't think I was born yet.
Back when you were wiping snot on your forearm there, up your own runny little nose.
So I don't need an EPIRB for my kayak, but I do have a VHF radio with a distress button that goes to the Coast Guard.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get out there, my VHF, I can just flip that button in the back, and the signal goes right to the Coast Guard. So
smart,
good idea.
In that, if you fish, inshore, you don't need an EPIRB, for inshore fishing, but it's like $150 for this. It's a really good radio too, waterproof. It floats, strobe lights if it gets wet. So it's pretty cool.
And also with those
that kayak too.
With those kayaks, I would invest in a nicer phone. Some of the newer phones are waterproof. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer to have a waterproof phone.
I'm up against the clock, Donald. Got to let you go, brother. Great call as always.
Right,
we appreciate you. All right, partner.
Absolutely.
See you, buddy.
Hey, you guys take care. Take care.
Buddy. Oh, looky here. I think we're going to hear from the Hall of Famer.
Wow. A conclusion?
A wrap-up.
This is probably the last time she's going to call him for next week.
We can pick on.
There's only one reason.
She's calling in to remind me, hey, Thursday, you're coming to games. You said you were coming.
Jack wagons.
All good stuff. We'll be back. Phone lines are open, 1-800-965-2. About the time I jump on the road and drive the game, so I'll be like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
She's been asking me for the last 3 or 4 years to come up there.
That'll probably be a really good one, though.
Beth was like, have you lost your mind? I'm like, I have a lot of people that watch the show from that area.
Because you do Crystal River, Tampa, you sometimes
Crystal
done
River's
Pinellas.
usually the Star Banquet.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do the CCA Star Banquet.
Yeah.
And I do Hillsboro. I do Hillsboro. I do Pope. And then Gainesville. I was doing Pinellas County all the time, but then Pinellas County decided to move that thing to the first week of November. That's in the rut.
Yeah. That guy, the new guy, reached out to me, and he was trying to sell us a table, and he just left me a voicemail, like a really strange voicemail. I don't understand why Zach's not doing it.
Zach Bentley isn't selling the tables.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's not involved. With some Kyle King guy.
But is he a Pinellas County? He's a Pinellas County guy.
Maybe.
Right?
But Zach's always been that guy.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It's always been Zach.
I mean, I liked always doing that one because it's just, I have a lot of great partners over there. Pro Marine was in it. You guys were in it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great event. But like I said, all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we're going to do the first week in November. No, I'm not. I will be in a tree. Pretty good chance.
Pretty good chance.
It'll be a tree. But yeah, Gainesville I think will be good. They have a really, really good CCA bunch there in Gainesville. So I've been up there for a couple of events that Lisa and Danny Allen put together. Went up and spoke at a brewery.
Gainesville's kind of central.
Yeah, they got a lot of guys that fish both sides. Yeah, they got a lot of guys that fish both sides. There's a lot of big offshore guys there.
Yeah.
Because of the Atlantic side. You know, like I told Beth, I said you're just basically getting a great opportunity to go shake hands with people who've been watching the show for a while. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it should be good. Beth, I was like, hey, you want to go? She's like, no. I don't blame her. Then I took.
I was 3 hours for you?
I don't think so. 2 hours. So it'll be.
You don't have to drive through Tampa.
Yeah, just jump on 75. So it isn't really too bad. I looked at it, and I think it was 2 hours to Gainesville. Yeah, 2 hours and 4 minutes from here, so it's about that from my house. And depending on where we are in Gainesville, it could be on the north side of Gainesville. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, and I took that Friday morning off. You know, just I'm like, you know what? Don't be an idiot and book a trip and get home at 1 o'clock in the morning and have to get up at 4:30 to go fish. You know what I mean? Just be smart. It's just part of what you got to go do.
Yep.
Plus, I'm leaving. I play Saturday and Sunday in Polk County.
County.
And then Tuesday we leave for Augusta for the Military Worlds. So I'm going to be a little beat up anyway.
Softball all weekend, then most of the week, then drive to Gainesville.
No, drive to Gainesville.
Then weekend. I got you.
Yes. Drive to Gainesville, then softball. Then we're playing in the 50s on Wednesday, and then we're going to dress to play with the 40s, but I'll probably end up just coaching bases because there's a big difference between the 40-year-old guys and the 50s. Big difference. You'll see here soon.
I believe it.
You'll see here soon.
Not saying anything.
You don't think there is. And I told the coach, I'm like, if you need a bat, I'll take a swing if for some reason you need the bat, but I'm just going to be here and coach a bag. You guys can still run, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's tougher and tougher, especially after 2 days already on Saturday and Sunday. And we don't have a ton of guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably play on Saturday and then sit myself on Sunday just to give my body a break heading into the week.
So strategic.
It doesn't matter. Replacements, repairs, whatever you need. Nobody does it better than David Torres and the great people at Affordable Roofing Systems. 1-888-397 Roof. For your free estimate, visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Let's go to the phone lines here. We got a short segment, but we got to give her time because
Thank you.
Hall of
Good
Famer.
morning, gentlemen.
What's up,
Good
Captain
morning.
Fitzgerald? How are you, my friend?
I am amazing. Star has ended. It ended last week. We have a lot of great winners, and we're going to announce those next week.
Nice.
But I just want to let everyone know that even though you may not have been drawn to be a winner in the competition, you were a winner because you supported conservation, you supported awareness of conservation, and practice catch and release. So I do want to thank every single person. There's over almost 7,000 people that fished with us.
Nice.
So thank you, everyone. A lot of them were in the Tampa Bay area. We are having an award ceremony. Come join us. It's a lot of fun. That will be in Crystal River. Plantation on Crystal River is our host. Our host facility. However, we have the coolest venue. It's called The Grove. It's if you are a RVer, if you have a motor coach, this is the place for you. It has a gorgeous facility where we'll host almost 400 people inside where it's air conditioned. And it is going to be a beautiful night, awarding $100,000 in college scholarships to kids just for going fishing.
Nice.
This rounds out $1 million. That's a lot of money that these kids, these youth have won just for catching fish and spending their time outdoors instead of indoors on their laptop or computer.
No doubt.
So
Such a great thing you guys do.
well, it's it's so exciting because I get to meet some of these kids. They've become FWC biologists, captains. They are lawyers. And when I say a lawyer, he's become an environmental lawyer, a steward of our environment. So there's so many cool things that we've been able to accomplish. It is at Sweet Citrus Acres in Citrus County. Discover Crystal River presents the award ceremony. It is October the 12th. It is not far away. And the cool thing, the swag bag that I have planned for every person that attends, you not only get a T-shirt from Sodium, but
nice.
you get a tumbler from Paddle Tails Waterfront Lodge, and all kinds of other great swag from our partners, fish bites and lures and all kinds of sunscreen, just amazing stuff in the swag bag. So we'd love to have you there. There are complimentary drinks, dinner, and entertainment.
Nobody does it better than you. You want to hang on to the other side of the break here? You got a minute?
I'm good. I have got to go saw down a tree so I can go hunting next weekend.
Okay, well, you go saw down a tree there, Hall of Famer. Tell Lo he's supposed to be sawing down the tree.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. You have a great day.
Hey, I'll see you Thursday night.
Yes, Thursday night. See you there.
I'll be there. All right, my friend. Oh, yeah, I got it. Captain Fitzgerald, our good friend from 6a-8, Florida, taking your calls on the other side, 1-800-969-9352. Light them up.
She said, no, I don't want to hold on your show.
Bitches.
We've got nothing for you.
Yeah. Dylan's been talking silly all morning anyway. Oh, yeah.
We will be right back.
Assassination attempt occurred,
After
then
these
everything
messages.
changes. Level of protection actually became as much as he had when he was the president.
Sheriff Bradshaw says the rule of thumb is that if Trump plans to be away from his home for more than 48 hours, the roads are reopened. The Lake Apopka Wildlife Drive is temporarily closed due to flooding in the area. The St. Johns River Water Management District made the announcement Friday, saying the 11-mile nature drive will reopen next Friday. Toshika Fabian, vice principal at Progress Village Middle School near Tampa, is facing charges in a child abuse case. The sheriff's office says Fabian failed to report an incident when a teacher allegedly put a student in a chokehold last January. With Florida's News, I'm Tim Adkins.
Visit your local Lexus dealer or go to Lexus.com to find the dealer nearest you.
The latest traffic and weather. crash on Park Boulevard eastbound is closed now between Ridge Road and 113th Street. So you want to avoid that area for the foreseeable future. Again, eastbound on Park Boulevard between Ridge Road and 113th Street North. The rest of Pinellas right now, including 19, is in pretty good shape. Seeing no issues on the Gateway Expressway or the Bayside Bridge. The rest of the Bay Area bridges are also up to speed and no issues in Tampa. I'm Pat Largo, News Radio WFLA.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Your Max Defender 8 forecast starting off mild on Saturday morning with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, climbing into the upper 80s by your noon hour and topping out in the low 90s this afternoon. Fewer showers today, but they fire up a little earlier in the day in our coastal counties between noon and 2 p.m. before racing inland and lingering there for the evening hours. After that, we get quiet overnight, and then on Sunday is hot and humid with a widespread but later chance for showers and thunderstorms. I'm Max Defender 8 meteorologist Rebecca Barrett.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more, from offices to lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit fortitude.com for an office near you.
WFLA News is brought to you by the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors.
I'm Katie from Long Baths. For decades, we've helped families just like yours bring beauty, value, and safety to their homes. You've been thinking about upgrading your old bath or shower. Now's the time. With 7 decades of experience and our lifetime warranty, you'll be thinking, what?
Give you a bunch of love for no reason.
Yep.
The guy at Oakley, I got 3 brand new pairs of Oakleys.
Mm-hmm.
You won't take my call to talk about how we
set up a partnership.
Yeah, I mean, you just want me to wear them? You can wear anything. I got gift certificates at Gator Gym. They got all kinds of glass. I can just pick a pair out, buy them, and I don't know anybody shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and quite frankly, I like the way the Oakleys look, but that polycarbonate lens, after being glass for so long and the high quality of the Maui lens, they give me a headache after the whole day on the water. Just because you're looking through that polycarbonate. It's impossible for polycarbonate to be as clear as glass.
Yeah.
So,
I like glass way better.
yeah, I do too.
Red grouper are not in season. Red grouper was January 1st through end of June.
I'd really like to just go home and go to bed because I didn't sleep for shit for 3 days in a row here, but I gotta go do this cardio. I was down a little bit this morning, thank God.
What?
I was down. My weight was down.
Nice.
I need to lose about 15 more pounds.
The best thing about Saturday mornings, waking up at 4 a.m., is not having to do cardio. It's the one day a week where I don't do cardio in the morning. It's always nice.
What do you do? Run on your treadmill at home?
I run every day. I don't do legs. So 2 days a week I ride the bike, and then the other 4 days I run.
And you run on your treadmill?
Yeah. I prefer the treadmill just because it's like an orthopedic. It's slatted and then cut down the middle too, so it's super, super comfy. It really, really not painful at all. If I run on the road.
Which one is it?
Peloton.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking, although I don't know if I have room for both, to keep both.
Yeah. I'm surprised my wife went for it. Because the Peloton one, the orthopedic one, is nice, but it's huge.
Is it?
It's huge. I don't think it would fit in your office.
Oh.
Yeah. It's big. It's tall, too. It's like 74 inches, 76 inches. It's really tall. Because once you go up on the incline, it gets even taller, too. Like me in my garage, it starts to get pretty close to the ceiling when I go full incline. Yeah. In my garage. Pretty tall ceilings.
I was thinking about making the switch, but I don't know.
It's nice. I like it.
I do.
And it's nice to be able to do both, right?
Yeah.
The bike is really nice, especially like on leg day. I don't want to run the morning I'm doing heavy squats, right? So it's nice to switch between them. Gives you something else to do.
Yeah.
In the last couple of days, I've been riding the bike outside too on the trail in the morning, but especially as it's getting nicer out. It's nice to do, but I just don't get as good of a workout riding the bike. Like now I can sit on the bike for 30 minutes and hardly break a sweat because my cardio has gotten so much better.
Yeah, that's my cardio is not great yet. But yesterday I put my earbuds in and was just listening to my playlist, and it flew by.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. I don't know about you guys, but I know it's still hot out. That's why I love my friends at Ace Heating and Cooling, Chris Myers and Company. Taking care of Hillsborough County, heating and cooling, whatever you need. This time of year, for me, it's the cooling part because we love our AC this time of year. It's awfully hot out there. Chris Myers and his guys at Ace Heating and Cooling service all brands. They do residential and commercial repairs, maintenance, and full replacements. Basically, they do it all, and they've been doing it for over 20 years now. Give them a call today at 813-657-8818 or look them up online at brandonac.net. Another one of our partners that's super, super fishy.
Oh, yeah.
He has a skiff, too.
But he's not
Dylan.
as big as you are.
Come on.
He's an average.
John Momola,
normal
don't we
size
have
person.
a policy here at iHeart, like size discrimination policy? Like Dylan's always calling me fat. He's always calling me fat.
I've never used,
come on, dude.
I have never used that term.
That's messed up. Yeah. He insinuated.
Look, I can see you in the camera. If anything, Mike, it's swole more than fat. Good God. This is 7:38 and you're still going to go to the gym?
Yes. So
Take a day off, brother. It's okay.
See, John Momola is my favorite boss ever. See, he schmoozes. He's smart. You could learn something from John Momola.
No shot at that. No shot.
The sun's not even out, Mike. Come on.
The sun's not even out, and he's got sleeveless shirt on.
Got to.
He just wakes up and chooses violence.
Channeling my inner Ronnie D. The Ron Diaz mode. That's what I think about when I put on this gray sleeveless. I think of the great Ron Diaz.
Yeah, that's definitely a Ron look that you got going there.
It is, yeah, no doubt. The great Ronnie D. Faux show. Good stuff, good stuff. Again, phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352. So 15 days of grouper season with some possible weather here.
Oh, yeah. It's been really, really weathery. The first couple of days of GAG grouper season was really, really tough. But it seems like it was going to calm down this weekend. Now it's not looking so hot tomorrow. It's literally changed since the beginning of the show, which is comical. But that's essentially what we've been dealing with, is just these up and down periods. And the east wind makes it tricky. It's kind of deceptively nice on the beach and on land, and you start running out there, and then all of a sudden, if it picks up at all, it makes it real hard to get home.
Yeah,
the other day, we had to basically go into almost Anclote and then run home along the beach because the east wind was so tough. Had to quarter the seas to get shallower, and then once we shallowed up, it calmed down enough for us to turn south. So got to be careful. Got to keep an eye on the weather and keep checking the weather. Check it as your trip's coming up. Check it the morning of. Check it right before you leave, and then check it throughout the day too.
Check it while you're out there. Yeah, you just don't know.
Yeah, that Garmin devices, they have so much cool weather technology, and now you can look at the radar while you're offshore. It's so nice. And the Starlink, like everybody's got Starlink now. So now you got Wi-Fi offshore. It's wild. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
It is. It's very interesting. A whole new high-tech world. People FaceTiming me from offshore and stuff.
What are you, speaking of that, it's been a while since I've been on the Hubbard's boats.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are is that kind of the Wi-Fi thing? Is that now, do the customers get Wi-Fi even?
We haven't put Starlink on our boats yet, but that is the new thing. So I'm a board member of the Charter Fishermen's Association, which is a Gulf-wide association of charter captains. And in other ports, Destin, Galveston, Gulf Shores, Alabama, even in Venice, Venice Marina, there is a lot of boats, super concentrated. For example, in Galveston Harbor, there's like these rows of covered docks. There's like 210 charter boats.
Wow.
All leaving from the same dock, So it becomes a really big challenge to kind of differentiate yourself from the crowd. So all of a sudden, these guys started getting Starlink and advertising free Wi-Fi on their charter. So then all of a sudden that became a selling point. So now everybody in the marinas got Wi-Fi.
Right. Yeah, of course.
And now it's like free Wi-Fi, or other people are charging for Wi-Fi. Long story short, how it's working right now with Starlink is you're paying for it like an original cell phone plan. Like for every gigabyte, it's a certain amount.
Okay.
So like for 50 gigs, I think it's $200. For 100 gigs, or I don't know the pricing off the top of my head, but it's pretty expensive
per month.
Yeah, per month, and you can eat it up really fast if you're like streaming videos or whatever. So what some people are doing is they're charging clients like, oh, you can have Wi-Fi during your trip if you pay X number of dollars for the code, and then you get the code for the trip, kind of thing. So it's interesting. We haven't really explored it fully how we would do it. I've thought about getting it just for our captains and crew as a safety mechanism, and then also to use it for streaming. Because you could live stream from offshore. And if you go on TikTok nowadays and search fishing, everybody's live streaming from offshore with Starlink. It's pretty crazy. But they make a 12-volt model now. So you can put it on a small center console. Be cruising at 45 miles an hour offshore streaming Netflix. It's crazy. It is a crazy world, man.
It is a crazy world. I wonder what'll be next.
Yeah, my buddy in Galveston, one of the commercial boats, deckhand was in the lazarette messing around with something, lid closed, took 3 of his fingers off, and they FaceTimed the flight surgeon, and they looped in the Houston hospital, and this kid, basically they walked him through how to save his fingers. And because they were on FaceTime and everything was so clear and the doctor was so well prepared, they were able to save every single finger. And it was all thanks to the technology on the boat.
Wow.
Pretty crazy. Yeah.
That's game-changing stuff right there.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, when you're talking about saving your fingers.
Yeah. That's game-changing.
Kind of important.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's new technology. It's always changing the game. But I think that's also part of the conversation about why we have a 15-day gag season, right?
Well,
technology.
That's the other part to me. You're right. And that's something that people don't think about. They don't.
Yeah.
To me, they skip.
We talk about the growth. I mean, to me, it's
the population explosion is part of it.
The
There's
Gulf
no
is
doubt
only
about it.
so big. It can only support so many fish. The pie is only so big.
Right.
If you're at an all-you-can-eat buffet and there's a pie up on the counter and everybody wants a slice of that pie, your slice of pie gets smaller, right?
Yeah. Or you don't get any pie.
Or you don't get any pie. So season's shrinking because the number of people out there getting more and more makes sense to me. Just from an outsider perspective when you think about it like that. And then also you throw in the technology. Nowadays, if you got the money, you can invest in Garmin relief shading, strike lines charts, Seymour maps.
The bottom machines are
Florida
just
Marine tracks,
absolutely out of
side
control.
scan.
Yeah.
Dude, now they have those Omnis. It's like $120,000. But the guy from Texas, that Big Fish Texas guy, Buddy Gwendon, he was telling me his son has it on his boat. And he will go and make a commercial fishing trip without any numbers. Like literally leave his book at home. You don't need numbers anymore.
Right.
Because you drop this in the water and you can see for a mile.
It's crazy.
360 degrees around the boat for a mile. And you can find that school of red snapper and go over there and just crush them. And then stick it back in the water. Motor around till you find another school.
Yeah,
I mean, literally, they're following billfish. Now before billfish tournaments, they don't pre-fish. They go out there and they find their fish. They find that big blue marlin that they want to hook, and they follow that thing. They'll follow it for 3 days. When tournament time starts, they start dropping baits back to it. If it doesn't seem interested, they'll pick another bait, drop it back there until it bites. You're pre-fishing by going and driving around and picking out your fish on the screen.
Dude, it's not good. It's
They
not
want-
good.
You see the same thing with the live view on specs. You can pull up to a tree and you see all the specs and you know how many specs are down there and you pick out the biggest ones and you can literally fish until, I know all the fish are gone in this spot. I've literally caught them
Bass
all.
pros are doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
the live view, if you haven't checked it out yet, like Google Garmin Live View or Omni, and there's YouTube videos showing how it works. Fish don't have a chance.
No, well, and that's part of the issue.
Mm-hmm.
And especially here in Tampa Bay, where we're already the #1 bay boat market in the country. More people.
Look at outboard engine sales.
Dude.
The line continues to go up.
I would like to know.
Where's the top?
I'd like to know where we sit in kayaks.
Yeah.
I'll bet you. And if somebody
Paddleboards.
knows, Somebody knows kayaks and paddleboards. I bet you that we're in the top 5 in the country if we're not number 1 in sales. We're number 1 in bay boat sales. So I mean, you can find a boat dealer on just about every corner, every street corner, and Sarasota, Hillsborough, Manatee, Pinellas, the whole area is covered in them. Clearwater, St. Pete, everybody's covered in them. Yeah. So I mean, dude, it's an issue. Mm-hmm. You get a lot of these old timers, the rednecks, are like, oh yeah, you guys just want to close everything, dude. You got to start to put this stuff in
my day.
Yeah,
that's how I know it's going to be.
I'm catching plenty of fish, and you're one little spot. Mm-hmm. You got to take into consideration everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And then the amount of issues we've had with our water. Mm-hmm. I mean, the amount of water issues we've had in the last couple of years. And listen.
And when you say that, to bring it into an offshore perspective, when you say we have problems with our water and we all think, oh, red tide is central west, southwest Florida. Well, think about the dead zone off of the mouth of the Mississippi. So the northern Gulf has dead zone issues with low oxygen and very low dissolved oxygen numbers, almost no dissolved oxygen. And then you look over in the western Gulf around Texas and western Louisiana, they have what's called brown tide. They have a whole different set of algae issues, and they have really bad water quality issues over there too. So Gulf-wide, systemically, we have problems with water quality. And so it's a lot of issues.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Game-changing stuff. Game-changing stuff.
Mm-hmm. Super positive this morning. Fishing's going well, though.
Well, actually, fishing is going well. And I'd like to put a shout-out to CCA Florida and Duke Energy, because I can tell you right now that the snook bite, in my opinion, on the west coast of Florida this whole year has been a little off. And I'm not saying that there's a reason for it. I think it's just cyclical. I just think that, you have banner springs for snook fishing, and then you have a year like this year that we caught a lot of snook, but it wasn't as good as it's been. But here's the other reason that it might have not felt as good as it's been, because the redfish fishery was as good this year as I've seen it in many, many, many years. And CCA Florida and Duke Energy did a huge restocking program. Thousands and thousands of small redfish were put all up and down the west coast of Florida because of CCA Florida, because of Duke Energy, and what they're doing. That's how important it is to become a member of CCA Florida. And I know a lot of you that have been listening to the show for years get tired of me on this soapbox, but I'm telling you, that stuff has made a huge difference. The guides I talked to this week that fished the South Shore of Tampa Bay could not shut up about how many redfish they're catching. And if you look at their photos that they're posting, which a lot of you do, you follow these captains to see what they're catching, you'll see they are catching a pile of redfish. And it has everything to do with what CCA Florida and Duke Energy have been doing in this restocking program. It's all up and down. I fished Crystal River on Thursday, and Thursday we caught 35 redfish in 4 hours. Wow. And they were all 18 to 24 inches, every single one of them. Wow. All fresh Duke Energy CCA Florida fish. We had the same issue last year when Captain Lisa Fitzgerald and I were fishing with Nick Fisher down there on the South Seas. Yeah. Same thing, schools of 18-inch redfish all over the place. All because of this restocking program. So get involved, help us out. We got one little bitty segment here to wrap things up.
One little more.
I'm going to put in my new contract.
One little more.
We're going to get a contract that says Dylan needs an off. Wrapping things up on the other side. We'll be back 9:70.
One little more segment coming up.
One little more.
The 39-hour boat just texted me. They've been sitting on a spot for a little more than 2 hours, about 2.5 hours. They've got 42 jacks in the boat. It's crazy. Boat limit, pretty much. Mm-hmm. You're allowed one per person.
Wow. Thought they were non-existent.
Right? Amberjack have been coming back. Our access has gotten better too. This year we'll have 3 months total for amberjack season, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's more than it was.
that spot cut. That's huge.
Towboat, New Bedford. Is that like New Bedford, like is in the Northeast?
I don't know. Supposed to. Ty Jones went to work for one of them.
Towboat, New Bedford is commenting on the Real Animals feed.
That might be the ones that.
Hey, are we talking about New Bedford as in like? Yeah.
Yeah.
508. The area code.
Where's that? Where's New Bedford?
Massachusetts.
UMass?
Crazy.
Oh,
God. Dylan, for the love of God, please razz Mike for all of his yawning.
I do yawn a lot. I haven't slept good in like 3 days. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm a side sleeper. My shoulders have been bothering me. Need to get some medical marijuana so I can just sleep.
Yeah, you can't though as a charter captain.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem. So I got like 10 more years and then screw it. I'm going to be one giant weed fest. Every time I drive by,
It's always interesting to me. I'm not a weed smoker myself, but
I'm not either.
it's comical to me that you can have a DUI and you see captains with alcohol problems, multiple DUIs,
Yes.
and they still hold a captain's license.
Yeah.
But if you smoke a little weed,
you're out.
You lose your license.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. Speaking of all Coast Guard stuff, we didn't hear from Fogel today.
Oh.
Yeah. No Jim. No Captain Jim. He must have slept in. No, Captain Mike is not, but he's saying he would be.
What's that?
Someone said, did I hear that right? Mike's a smoker?
No, I'm not.
Not yet.
Welcome back. Wrapping things up here this morning on a beautiful Saturday morning. We appreciate those that have called, those that have chimed in on the Facebook page for sure. Don't forget, if you're looking for a great gift idea, something different, something game-changing for the angler in your life, how about Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives? Go to relentlessknivesusa.com. It's the world's first self-sharpening knife. Sharpens as it cuts. Absolutely game-changing technology. Everybody in the industry is talking about this knife. relentlessknivesusa.com. Check them out. And then we want to thank our newest partner, Innovative Pools and Spa, for joining us, the Real Animals family. We appreciate you more than you know. With over 35 years of experience, 10,000 pools to their credit in the Tampa Bay area. They're a fishy family. They're a family-owned business, generational family-owned business, which I think is really, really cool. They're carrying on the legacy of their father's company, which I think is awesome. They were recognized as the top pool builder in the Tampa Bay area for 35 years now. So it's pretty impressive. They do things the right way, as a lot of people in the fishing industry do. So if you love to fish, we love to have our partners that are fishy, and you know how great the people are in the fishing industry. Those are the people that I trust with the things I get done at my home. You can give Innovative Pools and Spa a call today at 727-788-1650. Visit them online at innovativepoolsandspa.net. Get you a free estimate. See why Innovative Pools and Spa is the top choice for families in our community.
And don't forget to vote yes on 2.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
it really
we got to
is.
talk about
That's
that before the show ends.
That's a big, big deal for sure.
The right to hunt and fish does not affect the gill net ban. There's a lot of misinformation, disinformation out there. A lot of extremist environmental groups are up in arms, spending a lot of money spending a lot of time trying to fight against our right to hunt and fish. We got to get this amendment passed. Amendment 2 is going to be the right to hunt and fish. You need to tell your friends. You need to tell your family. We need 60% to vote yes on 2 in order to get that passed, and that's not easy. That's a lot of the vote.
Number.
So we really need a lot of people talking about it. We got some hats. We're going to be giving away some hats October 8th at the Bartow Ford event. We'll have some hats to give away. Captain Travis is getting some yard signs. I'm getting some yard signs. We're going to try to pass those around.
September 12th here coming up. Going to be at Shooters World for a big event, so you can learn more there as well. That's a really good gathering, a big event. So
yeah, and the FWC commission will be there too. Our local commissioner, Preston Ferrier, will be there, so it'll be a good time. Plus, I'm going to be speaking as well. So hope to see you.
Let's try to get a call in here real quick. We're up against the clock, but let's try to get Samantha in St. Pete. Samantha, real quick, what you got? Talk to me.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me on the show.
You bet.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, so I'm with Suncoast Fly Fishers and also FFI Women Connect, and we're having a women's-only fly fishing tournament a week from today, September 14th.
Okay.
Awesome. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, that is. Where's the tournament out of?
So it's going to be out of St. Petersburg, but our fishing boundaries are pretty much the West Coast.
Okay.
The categories are going to be redfish, snook, and trout with the Calcutta for ladyfish.
Nice. And how do they get signed up?
So they can visit our website at suncoastflyfishers.com, or they can also find us on Facebook and Instagram, and they can sign up through the iAngler website.
Nice. Well, great. We appreciate you chiming in, and I'm glad it's just a women's fly fishing tournament because I don't need to get my butt kicked by all them women throwing them flies, bro. That's an art. There's an art to that.
A big
There's
art.
an art to that, and I am
There's
not
a lot of
good
finesse
at it.
too.
There is, yeah. It's not my specialty.
I bet my wife would be better at it than me. 100%.
Well, we know my wife would be better at it than I am. Samantha, good call. We appreciate you, and good luck with your event. Let us know how it turns out.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
You bet. Thanks for chiming in. That's great. Yeah, just love to just. Sounds like a good time. Just get my butt whooped by a bunch of lady fly fisher anglers.
I can see it now.
Throwing the fly, making me look bad.
They probably could fit in a skiff better than you too.
Probably. Put a shout out to our good friends at Power Pucks. If you don't know what Power Pucks is, go to pwrpux.com. It is a game-changing mount for your trolling motor on your boat. Big time stuff. Putting a shout out to the main man, John Mamola. We appreciate you, John, for keeping this hideous, horrible radio program on your station here. We appreciate that.
And don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. Join us tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. for a chance to win $1,500 in free stuff. Tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. on BAE.
Kurt Hill from Power Pole will join Captain Ben Marshall and I. So they got their new offshore trolling motor all fixed up and going on the big boats offshore. So lots of stuff to talk about there. Listen, go Bucks. We need a Buccaneer win here tomorrow.
Because the Packers can't get it done.
No, they did not. They might have lost their quarterback if we need to make it a tough season. He just cut down over there. We need to
Some subjects.
Dump up. Tight lines, everybody. Have a great week. We're out.
The preceding What happened to him?
I don't know. I didn't see it. I was already trying to get some sleep because I haven't slept in days.
Brutal.
Yeah. That's the first thing Mamola said to me. He's like, any updates on Love? I'm like, no.
Dang. That's tough.
Mamola's like, if they're out of the way, Chicago might make the playoffs. Shut up, John.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in and listening and joining us. Apologies for the volume issues. I'll work on that next week and try to make sure we have volume issues settled up. If you're in our supporters club, I'll be telling you about the hats this week. We do have Yes on 2 bumper stickers. We got a few hats. We don't have a ton of hats, so I'm going to have to try to figure a way how to distribute them fairly. But I have 100 yard signs on order. So trying to do the best I can to get some hats, some signs, that kind of stuff. But this stuff is expensive, but definitely a good reason to spend a little money and try to spread the word. So hopefully you can help us out, spread the word, vote yes on 2. Join us tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. for a chance to win $1,500 in free stuff during our Sunday night show. And we'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. on DAE. You'll be live on the Real Animals Facebook page as well. So we'll see you next week here too.
Appreciate you guys. Tight lines.
Yeah. See y'all. Thanks for watching. Have a happy Saturday.
Be happy, damn.